You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency. All right, welcome to the MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, the ICEMAN. I'm in the MCC studio, my clubhouse, and our guest today is not. He is a phone-in guest. We're not giving us general location. We'll just say he is in the state of Tennessee. That's what you're going to get. So we're going to welcome Gran Torino. Say hello.
Hey, brother. How are you?
Good. I'm glad that you're here. And let me give him a little background of why I gave him this nickname. We've talked on the phone previously, and if anybody's seen the movie, when he was growing up as a kid, he had a law enforcement officer kind of took him in and I guess helped raise him up a little bit and stuff, and it kind of went on the same. That's what it reminded me of in the story he gave me, except thank goodness no one died in the end, so that's the nickname. Also, Gran Torino, he's not a full-time officer. He did go to the police academy in the state he was in, and he's done a lot of ride-alongs and stuff like that. But he ended up didn't go full-time, but he does have some stories and stuff. He did go to the academy. So welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you, Iceman. I greatly appreciate you having me here tonight, and can't wait to tell a little bit about what's going on in my life and what we've experienced. It's I'm sure it's going to be a fun episode.
Oh yeah, so we spoke for a couple hours before a couple days ago, and he had some good stories. I was intrigued, and you want to tell, in the state of Louisiana here, you're not allowed to go to the police academy unless you've already been hired on at an agency or something like that. But from what you told me, I understand you actually paid out of pocket yourself to go to the academy.
Yeah, absolutely. I paid out of pocket several $1,000s, probably more than several $1,000s, but we paid out of pocket, and it's one of the best experiences I ever had in my life.
Did you enjoy the academy?
Brother, I will tell you, I enjoyed it 100% and would go back tomorrow.
Me and him have different aspects on that, because
yeah,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed academy when I went through it in my 20s, getting ready to be 50, and trust me, I do not want to have to go back to another police academy at my age. It has changed a lot. It's
changed 100%. I think since I even went through it. But it was an enjoyable time, and I would go back tomorrow and redo it and have the experience that I had when I went through. It was the most amazing time in my life.
Speaking of academy, well, listeners know Moose Knuckle. I haven't forgot. He's still in academy. I spoke to him, I think Thursday evening. He is he don't have the same outlook on academy as Gran Torino does. I'm gonna tell you that. I think he said he would rather eat a bucket full of broken glass than have to keep doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a life-changing experience. it teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you how to be a man, how to be a woman. Um, it brings things up in life of, how you've not progressed in the way that you should have. But my time in the academy was very, very eye-seeing and very opening, in the way that you should hold yourself, the way you should conduct yourself as a person. It was a great experience.
That's good. If you don't mind, if you want to give the listeners, don't have to give a long one or nothing, just a little short background on why I gave you the nickname, that story. Like I said, you don't, of course, you make up a nickname, choose names or whatever. But I was pretty moved by the story of the law enforcement guy that kind of like took you under his wing when you were a kid and stuff like that.
Yeah. So when I was a young kid, I had some very bad experiences with my father. So I kind of took my mother under, as a young kid. It's kind of hard to say, but I took my mother under my wing, because I didn't really have a choice. But we moved when I was young. We moved to Seattle, Washington, and things didn't work out. They didn't work out there, so we moved back home, and we moved to a place, and we moved and we settled in, and there was a guy that lived right beside of us, and I noticed, as a young kid, he had a patrol car in his driveway, and that kind of took me as a surprise, and from there, I would go, I'd go over in the yard and look and see what he was doing, but he was running, he run a body shop. He doing body shop work on friends' cars, and then he would have, people come over and ask him to do work. And, at this time I was, 15 years old, and had no place in life, didn't know what to do. So, I just went over one day and asked him. I said, "Sir, I see you're a sheriff's deputy. Is there anything I can do to help you?" And he said, "Yeah, come over and help me. I'd love to have the help." And that's where it all started.
That's just great. That this man that didn't have to did that, but that's why, kind of like, a lot of people have seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. I think I watched it either on Netflix or Amazon Prime recently. Of course, always been a Clint Eastwood fan. Dirty Harry, Make My Day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Was that 5 shots or 6 shots? Do you feel lucky, punk?
For sure. For sure. That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
But that's the background why he got his nickname. And you used to do ride-alongs with him. Kind of what got you interested in it.
Yeah. So I met this guy when I was I would say, I guess, 15 years old. I never really had a good father, and I was living and I was working at 14, 15 years old to take care of my mother, and we moved in there, and I met this man, and such a great person, and he took me under his wing, and when I was in high school, I had some mental problems. I have no qualms or quarrels to say that I didn't. it is what it is. I think we all at some point do have them. Um, it's just how we deal with them. So I worked with him for several years, and the biggest thing he told me, he said, he couldn't have kids at the time, and he told me, he said, son, he said, I know you're having problems. I'll be here for you. This is several years into to meeting him. He said, son, I'll be here for you, whatever you need. He said, but I'll make you a promise. He said, if you graduate high school, which I was definitely not on the way of graduating high school. But he said, if you graduate high school, and I used to go over, it's kind of a funny thing. I used to go over and I would wash his patrol car every week. I'd go over and wash the patrol car and make sure that thing was shiny. He said, you graduate high school. He said, the day you graduate high school, I'll start taking you on ride-alongs. And the day he said that turned my world upside down. And I said, I don't care what I have to do. I will graduate high school.
He gave you some incentive, something to work for.
That's exactly right. That's that's what put me on the path to be a better person, to push forward and make things different. That was the calling that I needed, and I got it. And mental health or not, that's what I needed was for somebody to step up and say, hey, I've got your back. I've got your six. But he also wasn't easy on me. He wasn't easy. He said, you graduate high school, the day you graduate high school, I'll sign the waiver and you'll be riding with me.
Well, I bet you that first one was probably super exciting for you, huh?
Dude, it was the first day was absolutely it was a different world. It's something people don't understand. They take things for granted. And the first day I went into roll call with him and sat down, and they went through roll call. It was a different world. Yeah.
Well, most of the general public and civilians don't realize, especially in today's day and age where, the cops are the bad guys and the bad guys are good guys. But when we get called, like I said, I've been doing this over 26 plus years now. And when we get called, if we go to situations, it's not because people are happy or because they're having a birthday party or if they haven't won, it's because somebody's fighting, shooting, stabbing each other. We always see, law enforcement always sees everybody at their worst. All we see 99% of the time is bad. And
that's all you ever see.
You live with that constantly. And it's like, when we do get to see the good, which is on, not on a lot of occasions, take joy in it. Like I said, I need to get some more. I'm out. Especially when I was doing uniform, Bam can tell you, Moose Knuckle will tell you, a lot of other guys. I'm always, even before I even know if it was a term when I did it, I was always out in the subdivisions, communities, however you want to call it, white, black, purple, green. It didn't matter to me. If I drove around subdivision or anywhere else, I saw kids outside, I stopped. I got out, talked to kids. I go to the park, talk to the kids. I talked to the parents. I've been asked by people in the last few years I was in the area, and they were like, well, what's wrong? What's going on? Nothing's going on. Well, why are you here? Patrolling, talking to people. I mean, you need anything? Everything's all right. I mean, These people in there, they were just like in awe that I was just out there talking to people and stuff and wasn't looking for nobody. I wasn't trying to arrest nobody. I was just out checking on the people. Most law enforcement people, that's when you see us in those bad areas, the high crime areas. It's not because, yeah, we're looking for bad stuff. I'm not hunting. I'm not looking to arrest anybody or nothing like that. I want to go out there and I want to talk to people.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's the thing that people don't understand. It's being proactive. You know, you're not out there looking, you know, specifically for a crime, but if you can go out there and talk to a young child and change their perspective on what you're doing, you know, you're being proactive. You know, it's great to go out there and, you know, write tickets. It's great to go out there and make arrests.
no, because I love writing tickets too.
No, I know you do. You know, it's great to do all that, but it's also great to go out there and show that an officer is not there to get you. They're not there to destroy your world. They have a job to do. You know, just like, you know, there's a man that goes to his work and does a 9-to-5 job at a bank, or he goes and does a 9-to-5 at a factory, and that's his job. But as an officer, you have to understand that they're there to uphold the law, but they also, you know, and some of them don't do it, but there's a lot of them that do. They have to be proactive.
Well, if I'm in a bad neighborhood, my thing is we have people, oh, he's harassing us. No, I'm hoping my presence there. I'm just driving past your house. Just the other day, me and the Tot were out patrolling. We were on our bikes. It was a gorgeous day. It was almost perfect. It was perfect. It was, you know, mid-60s. Sun was shining. Nice breeze. I mean, perfect. We were just out riding around. We don't get a lot of those days, especially in South Louisiana. Hot or cold, right, or wet. And then we were just out riding. We were on this, it was a local parish road. There was, of course, people outside in their yards. It was just gorgeous. I waved at 6 people. One person waved back at us. And I know what y'all probably thinking, people. Nope. Wasn't because I was in a black community. I was in a white community. I looked at the Todd. I was like, well, I said 1 out of 6. I guess that's not too bad, is it? Like,
you know, it's better than nothing.
We're toting around. we're doing like 35. I'm waving at people. Yep. When somebody looks at you dead in the face when you're driving past slow and you wave at them, and you know they look at you, they don't wave back. You might as well just flipping me the bird, just politely.
You just keep going.
You just flipping me the bird politely. Now, sometimes when I do see people like that, I will on purposely stop and talk to them, just because it pisses them off, because they don't want to talk to me and they don't like me. But I'm gonna stop and be friendly.
And that's, you know, at the end of the day, that's what you got to do, because you know, you may stop and talk to 10 people, but at the end of the day, if you change one person's perception of who you are and what you're trying to do, that makes all the difference in the world, you know?
Well, the same person that you flipping off, me, any level over, you calling me a pig, telling me to fuck myself, was that ACAB, whatever they call it, you know, all cops or bastards or whatever. Calling me 12, calling me all this stuff. You know what? I'm the same son of a bitch that if you need help, I'm still going to show up even though you hate my guts, and try to protect you with my own life. It comes down to. So all you people out there like that, I doubt you listen to my show anyway, but we're the same people that you calling names, cussing out, telling me how much you hate me. You wish I was dead and all that stuff like that. We're the same son of a bitch that if you need help is going to come running and put my life on the line
Yeah.
just to save you, even though you hate me. Because
And that's the thing. It's like you've got all this rhetoric that's going back and forth, and it's like defund the police, do all this, but you know what? At the end of the day, you go home and you go to sleep, and you're saying f the police,
when
all
I
this
go home
crap.
and go to sleep, I go home and go to sleep with a clear conscience. I'll tell anybody
Right.
that.
But
Because I know I did
I'm
the best I could to help anybody and everybody all day long.
right. I'm talking about the other people. I'm saying you got all these people that are defund the police and get rid of this, get rid of that. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're the ones that if they call 911, who's going to show up? It's going to be the Iceman. It's going to be one of his brothers. And I just don't understand that. It's a hard dichotomy of what is going on in this day and time.
Like I said, everybody knows I try to stay non-political. I do get on a soapbox every now and then. I can't help myself, but it's just the truth. Especially lately, I've been seeing a lot of crap in the news, and like I said, I don't talk about it on here, but trust me, Bam hears plenty of it when I'm at home bitching or about it or watching something on YouTube about it or something like that. Because like I said, once all this crap started, I got rid of my cable and just kept the internet, so I'll catch up on little news bits here and there on YouTube and stuff like that. Because I just got tired of all the bullshit on regular TV. Of course, there are some stuff that we're missing. We have to do something about it. She's big the Chicago trilogy stuff. Even I've explained to her that Severide is not a real firefighter. She would say she would like leave me in a heartbeat if Severide showed up. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
She'd leave you. She done. She's out.
Yeah, whole Severide.
Right.
What are you listening to over there, Bam? Bleeding over. Because you still have a hot mic right there by you.
Where you at, Bam? What are you doing?
I'm going to go into a little rant. I do my rants.
Do your rant, brother.
Get this shit started early. Let me tell you what aggravates. It don't piss me off. This don't piss me off. This aggravates the holy fucking shit out of me, people. And I'm sure everybody's had dealings with it. It's like when you're talking to somebody. I pulled this guy over the other day, and when I'm talking to you and I'm telling you something, you do not have to repeat every fucking word I just said right back to me like you're a parrot. Like I know what I just said. You don't have to repeat it back to me, so I'll make sure I hear it. I don't know if it's a bad habit people have, or some people do it to remind themselves. Oh, that drives me fucking insane. I had a guy the other day, I was on traffic stop, and every time I'd say something to him, he would say it right back to me exactly how I said it to him. And I'm just like, just pissing me the hell off. It's like, stop doing that shit, people. I don't know.
That would drive me crazy.
It's like if you had a sibling or a friend, and when you start talking and they start saying the same thing you said and how pissed off you get. It's just,
God.
It's like, is this a fucking echo? Stop.
Shut the fuck up.
You're not Polly. Polly, want a cracker? No, here, Polly's here's your ticket. Stop repeating everything I say. That dude drove me up I was like, oh my God. When I walked away, got back in my unit, I was like, I said, where's my damn notebook and I wrote it down. I was like, I got to write this shit down because this dude just like hurt the shit out of me.
I smack myself in the face just to get rid of this shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I do ask everybody some questions. I know you don't pull people over, so I'll leave that one out. But what is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Oh, brother, we got a place down here called Sono Taco. And they're just, they're kind of they do tacos, burritos, all kinds of stuff. It's just kind of a little hometown taco joint.
I know where you at every Tuesday night then, at Taco Tuesday.
Exactly. Right? If it's not there, it's, the Olive Garden. The old lady loves the Olive Garden, so
It was all them breadsticks.
yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Oh, Bam, she's a carbaholic over here. She loves her carbs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the carnivore diet, so it's so hard to go out and eat all this stuff she likes, but sometimes you have to do it.
No, trust me, over here at the ice house, we have
Yes, sir.
we've been watching what we eat because since the COVID shit happened, we were going to the gym pretty good. I put on like 20 something plus pounds. I know Bam's upset because she gained some weight, but she had sinus surgery. I think I talked about that in one of my early episodes, and they had her on these steroids for over a year, which it ain't the good steroids that make you build muscle. It's the other ones that make you gain weight. So trust me, I got to hear her, I'm so fat. I'm like, you look good, baby. No, I'm so fat. I'm like, oh my God. So
No, sweetheart, you look beautiful.
So no, but anyway, we eat a lot of baked chicken, broccoli, and baked fish, and we're in South Louisiana, so for us not to fry shit in bacon grease, that's hard for us. Let me tell you what. But I do believe I think I lost a little bit of weight. I think my uniform pants felt a little bit looser in my duty rig, and anybody who wears a duty rig knows that you can tell when you're gaining weight or lose weight because they are unforgiving. They don't have they don't stretch. Sure. They don't stretch. They don't give. So you can tell. So unfortunately, we are watching what we eat. We did eat some gumbo tonight at Fluffy's house, and it was pretty good. He did a pretty good job. I wish he'd used bigger sausage. He used a tiny sausage. I like the bigger sausage. It was like a chicken gumbo. I prefer the seafood gumbos. I did what? Seafood? Oh, that's right. Fluffy don't eat seafood. He's a fireman. He can't help himself. He plays with hoses all the time.
He's a hose man.
Yeah. I'm picking him all the time. He's my stepdaughter's boyfriend, and he's a fireman. I'm a cop, and I was picking on him tonight. He said something about cops, and I was like, yeah. I said, just remember, Fluffy, we had to. You want to call us to make everything safe before you can actually go in and do anything.
Before you can go anywhere.
Yeah. So, but I pick on him. He's a decent little guy. He's starting to impress me a little bit more every day. I wasn't too happy when they first started dating, but he's doing much better. So, if you listen to Fluffy, if you do listen, take it what it is, but watch yourself because I have a gun and you have a water gun. You have a squirt hose. Okay, don't bring a water hose to a gunfight. You're gonna lose. So you did tell me a story that I still thought about. Was I don't remember the name of it, but it could almost be a Jerry Springer episode. I'm pretty sure you know what story I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the two brothers?
Yes, the two brothers.
The two brothers. Oh Lord. So I won't tell their names.
No, don't use their names. We'll just use them as the two brothers. We'll call them Bubba 1 and Bubba 2.
Bubba 1, Bubba 2, or the hose. So we went out one night, got a disturbance call, and so we show up. Just a disturbance, wasn't domestic violence or anything, and we get out there, and so one brother got the shit beat out of him. I mean, had the absolute shit beat out of him. And so we pull in, and the main suspect come out, and he didn't really have, he had some mental issues. I think the whole family had some mental issues, but
oh no, I heard a story. That's not a thinking thing. This is straight up thinking. I'm pretty sure they could be certified. But,
brother, I think they were certified in the state. They so we get there, and it's one of those things you get called there about every 2 weeks or so. He came out and said, well, whoop shit out of my brother. Well, why? Well, what'd you do that for? Well, I got home from work and my brother was on top of my mom, and it wasn't his turn. It's my turn. What the hell do you mean it was your turn? Well, my brother was fucking my mother, and by God, it wasn't his turn. I just got off work. It's my turn. So I just whooped shit out of him. You want to clarify that? Yeah, I whooped the shit out of my brother. He's inside, so.
He was inside the house or inside his mama?
No, I think he was inside both. He was inside both, and so he, we done the initial investigation, and that's where it went. He whooped the shit out of his brother because his brother had fucked his mother, and it was not his turn. So he, unfortunately for him, well, fortunately for him, he got a free meal and several nights in a hotel, granted to you by the county that we're in. But yeah, that was a fun night.
And the other brother was still at home with mommy.
Yeah, and you don't know. I mean,
that's what you call those are true motherfuckers right there. Just straight up. Was he having sex with her, or was he actually just trying to get back into where he came from?
He was straight up. He was straight up having sex with his mother, and the other one come home from work. And
do these people have any teeth?
No, I think
they didn't have a full set between all three of them. I bet.
No, the only tooth that they would have to be watching TV to have teeth. There was no teeth left, and then he got him in the patrol car, and he said, he was already at this point. He had already whooped the shit out of his brother for fucking his mother because he didn't have, he didn't get his choice.
He wanted to be first that night.
He wanted to be first that night, and then we get him in the patrol car, and he said, well, he's already drunk. He said, "Where are you taking? You taking me to the hotel?" And yeah, we taking you to the hotel, buddy, for sure.
We got you a double suite.
Yeah, you gonna get a free meal, and Bubba may talk to you here in just a little bit.
That's messed up. Like I said, that's some messed up people right there. When you fighting your brother over who's going to screw mom first. There was no daddy in the picture, I assume.
No, absolutely no daddy, and it had been like that for years. They had fought over who was going to get mama first.
God, I assume mama wasn't a looker.
Well, no, I mean she more like a you remember them old cars looked like a gremlin?
Well, the gremlin car themselves, or
yeah, she kind of like that, but just with the front end tore out and the back end broke off. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Yeah.
See, they have to come from somewhere, people.
It's all over the country. It ain't gonna stop.
God, that's I gotta say one thing. In all my years, I've never had anyone fighting over having sex with their mom. I'm surprised. Well, I mean, I guess y'all could have charged them with the incest, but they were all grown. I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard.
And would it stop anyway? I mean, you got to prove it. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, we were just joking around." So I mean, they're not gonna. That's just some crazy shit. Did they live?
It's hard to charge them with it when they're all culpable.
Yeah, they're all grown. They're all grown adults consenting.
I mean, you can't really do anything with it if they're all culpable and they all want it, So,
See, that's a new one for the books. There's some sick
but
people
it was
out there. I'd never.
It was.
I don't know. My mom, of course, my mom's passed away and deceased, and I have children and stepchildren. I've never just looked at them and said, "Yeah, well, just go crawl up in bed." No.
Oh no, these were. I just got off work. It's my turn. It's not your turn.
Yeah, I mean, mom just lays there all day. Bubba one, you up, Bubba one?
That's pretty much what it was.
I mean, hell, at the point they were at, why didn't they just all three just get in there and roam together? They could save some time. They could be done by the time Wheel of Fortune got on or something.
For sure, that's exactly right. But no, they wanted their time alone with Mama.
Yeah, that family tree didn't have many branches on it at all. I just hope they didn't have no children with their mother.
I think all the damn branches fell off long ago.
It was rotten.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's a first time story. I always ask, we hadn't discussed or nothing. Did you ever go in any calls with like naked people? Because this is my thing. Because the free bird who works for free, kind of like you've done, he's never had that naked call. And I love asking people about the naked call because he listens. He helps co-host sometimes, and he still has not had a naked call.
Well, and this will go back. There's several stories of shit that I've done not to help somebody just because it was funny and I knew they wouldn't be hurt. But there was one. There's a naked guy that comes into mind, and there was a naked guy running around outside of a house, and I was there, and kind of watched it go on. And I think I don't know. I think he had some mental issues, and
we really don't like chasing naked men.
I mean, a nutsack in your face, you just
don't live that down. You don't live that down.
It's not a fun thing. So, guy's running around, and he's not a domestic, but it's a disturbance. He's and so we let him go take care of that, and he's like, "Motherfuckers, why didn't you help me?" It's like, bro, you had it. You got it.
Yeah, you got that. Good job.
I mean, you didn't need us. You a strong motherfucker. You got this shit.
Be like, dude, you were cock strong.
Exactly. I mean, you had cock in your face.
Yeah,
you were cock. You were that cock strong. You had cock in. So. No, at that point, you just, if there's no danger to anybody else, you got it. Yeah. Go ahead, have fun.
If you're naked, be careful if you get tased naked, because you don't want one of them barbs in your picker. That might hurt.
Shit, man. we had a lady naked on top of a damn camper one night. Oh Lord, that was a bad deal.
On top of the camper?
On top of a damn RV. Well, not an RV, but a camper that you pull behind a truck.
Drugs or alcohol was both involved in that situation.
There was meth involved, and she got tased and fell off the camper. Shit. And I don't know. I don't know if she come fully out of that situation in a right frame of mind, but
that's a good little drop right there.
Yeah, she was on top of the camper, naked as hell. And
I don't know if I'd have tased her off the top of the camper.
Well, she was throwing shit off the top of the camper.
Was it literally shit or?
No, she for some reason, I mean, when people are on meth, they're in a different mind.
Oh yeah, and they're strong as hell too.
Oh good Lord, they are strong as hell.
People high on drugs do not feel like normal people do. They don't feel pain, and they're stronger. And like I said, a lot of people say, Well, why'd y'all do this? Why'd you do that? Well, have you ever fought a crackhead or a meth head? Oh, no? Well, okay.
No.
Well, have fun with that. See how that works out.
It's like that video there's a video from like 5 or 6 years ago of a black man that was on angel dust, naked as hell, and it took 15 officers to get him down. I mean, what's that tell you right there?
Oh, I've been in situations. I'm not a small guy. I'm 6 foot, and right now I'm about 300 pounds. But usually I've run. When I can get back at the gym, I'm usually running about 260 or something like that. I'm not lanky. I got a little gut on me now, but I'm almost 50. But especially my younger days, I mean, I was in the gym all the time. I was bench pressing 400 pounds. I have proof of it, and the ticket master can tell you because he used to work out with me. I was in good shape, and you tell you what, I've snatched a hold to some people before. I'm glad help showed up, and these were some 145 pound motherfuckers that usually I could have tossed around like a rag doll. And everything I did to them, everything I did that they should have been screaming in pain, locks, all the tactics, nothing would work at all. Nothing.
Oh, they will fuck you. They will fuck you up. I don't give a damn if they were 80 pounds. They will fuck your world up.
Oh, let me tell you what, an 80-pound woman high on some kind of drug or something, that's like grabbing a hold to a fucking wild cat out there. They will tear the shit out of you, them little women.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're terrible.
And you see them people say, "Oh, look, people miss all them. Oh, look at that big sloppy fat motherfucker." Yeah, let me tell you about them big guys. They ain't even got to be high nothing because that big giant sloppy motherfucker you talking about. Think about it. He's toting all that weight around. You think he's not strong underneath that fat from toting all that weight around? Me and Bam, with one gym we used to go to, there was this guy used to come in, and he was a very overweight guy. I remember the first time he walked in there, we were on the treadmill. Very overweight guy. And that dude started lifting weights, and Bam looked at me and said, "Jesus Christ, this motherfucker was a beast with his strength." You hear me? This dude was lifting like crazy ass weight, and he was only about 5'6" and about that wide. Crazy strong. So y'all go ahead and judge. So when I see them big guys like that, he's 5'6" and 290, 300 pounds. I'm like, yeah, God, I hope I don't have to fight that dude because I know he's gonna be strong.
Oh yeah, the smaller they are and the bigger they are.
The little ones you got to see. I'm a bigger guy. I gotta watch them little guys because little guys are quick. I'm not quick. They can throw punches way quicker than I can. I'm not, like the little featherweights. Yeah. They fast.
Yeah, we definitely stronger than they are, but they quicker than hell.
I got to get my hands on you and wrap you up because y'all little ass. I mean, I'm always thinking about shit like that. Cops are always thinking about shit like that. What if running scenarios through your head, and on and on and on. Talking about naked people. Why this is on my mind before my senile ass forgets. Oh, by the way, I know it's released Sunday. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope everybody had good trick-or-treating. We took one of the granddaughters trick-or-treating. She's 3. She was with her dad last year, so we had her for her first Halloween, which was not fun. She was walking. She was having a good time. Let me tell you what. They had this lady. She was dressed up as a pink lady, like from Greece. She had the pink lady jacket on and all this stuff like that. I say what? She's probably about 5'3", 5'4", probably around 200 pounds or so. And she had this very, very short mini skirt on. Heavy set lady. Well, I'm not saying she wasn't super fat. She was heavy set. She had a very, very short mini skirt on. Okay. Well, we're walking down the street. I'm holding the grandbaby's hand or something. Well, this woman she bends over, and I happen to look, and I'm like, when she bent over, her short, like the short skirt, like came all the way up, like over everything, and she ain't had no drawers on. She had 0 drawers on, and this shit is shining out. Well, I turned around and looked at Bam, and she looked at me and said, shut up. Don't say it. Don't say it. Because she knew I was about to say it. Then a little bit later, she was like, I was up. We were all up off the road at this house getting it. And she bent over again. And all the people were in the street. And they had a whole another family with about 8 people sitting in their driveway. She bent over for a long time. And the pink lady was showing everybody the pink. And I looked over there. My father-in-law's over there, who's in his 70s, and these other people. I looked over there. I'm laughing my ass off because I know, because all their eyes are just ginormous, huge bogan out of their head. Because she must have been over for like 45 seconds, and like said everything God's glory. She was showing it, and as I said in previous stories, it's the ones you don't want to see, or the ones you see. You know, it's not like an old school Pamela Anderson bending over with all her glory showing. Everybody be like, damn. Everybody was going like this. They were going, damn, she needs a longer skirt. It's like, and it was chilly outside tonight. It was in the high 50s. So I know she had to feel. It wasn't
chilly for her.
I know she had to feel the air blowing up, airing her stuff out to the world. We actually changed.
It was chilly for her.
We actually changed our route for trick or treating to get away from her, because I think she'd probably do it on purpose. She had to be doing it on purpose. She had to know, because she kept bending over. I was like, we got to go. I mean, because it's like one of them things. Was it good looking to look at? No, but are you going to look at it? Yeah, just like everybody does rubbernecking when they're going down the road. They're going to turn and look at the damn crash. You can't help it.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to look at it. So
you got to.
So Freebird should come trick-or-treating with us. At least you got some kind of naked story. You didn't even get that one, even though you didn't want to see it. So, yeah, that was tonight. I just had to say, I was like, oh, my God. It was, my father-in-law's face was just classic, though. I wish I could have took a picture of that. It was just classic. So, got any more funny stories?
Well, there are so many. Well, not funny. We got some ugly and.
Well, let's try to stay away from the ugly for right now. And
yeah,
you got any that's maybe not funny, but just on the light side, something like that.
Side. Oh, I got one. Here we go. So I was with a guy that was an SRO, and then through the summer, he worked traffic, and then we
best division. By the way, everybody, if you don't know, SRO means School Resource Officer. So go ahead. Sorry.
So I had to ride with him one night because my buddy was working. He was a liaison for a U.S. Marshals. So he was going to serve warrants one night, and he's like, "Hey, just ride with this guy." And I'm like, oh shit. SRO, know he knows his shit, but
lollipop cop.
But how much, he had been a road officer for several years, and then turned into an SRO, just to get that 9 to 5.
Yeah, a lot of the guys do. Usually it's the older guys towards the end of their career want to do that, but.
And that was the funny thing. This guy was younger. He was in his, mid 30s, I guess.
They have a family.
Yeah.
That's probably why he took it. If he had wife and kids, because school resource officers have. I mean, I can't say that I have a great schedule being in motors, but school resource officers also have a very good schedule.
They have a great schedule.
Days, weekends off, holidays. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm off this coming up Monday and Tuesday. Holidays, courthouse is closed. I'm off, so I'm lucky. Uniform guys, don't matter. You work holidays if you schedule to work. So that's probably why he took it.
So my buddy was off serving a warrant with the Marshal Service, and he's like, "Hey, you want to ride tonight?" So I rode with him for a couple hours, and he's like, "Hey, Marshal Service called me. I've got to go serve a warrant." And that's a whole nother story because it's absolutely hilarious. But he's like, "Hey, can you do you want to go home or do you want to, you want to ride with this guy? And I was like, shit, I'll go ride. I don't give a damn. So I went and rode with him. He's like, dude, I've not worked the road all summer. So if I don't do anything right, just give me a break. And I'm like, give you a break? Like, hell, I'm not even a cop, at this point. And so we get a call to, we live, not even, where I live, but we won't tell anybody else. But we live, 20 minutes from the national park. So we get a call to, and there's a little city, a little tiny city in between us and the national park. But they only have, I think, 6 officers, maybe 7, and that includes the chief. So, you've only got 1 or 2 officers that's working any given day, if that. So we get a call. It's a domestic violence call, and it's in the national park at a campground near where we live. And he's like, he's a school resource officer off for the summer. He's running, running the streets, and he's like, okay, you better hang on. Well, we get up to the spur, is what we call it, as a spur, and it's a tiny 2-lane road, and it is just cuts and corners and cuts and corners, and we are absolutely flying through these cuts and corners, running emergency service, lights and sirens. I don't know what y'all call them down there, but we call it, running emergency service.
No, we just call it running code.
Well, that's emergency service or running code, and we get about halfway up the hill, and he said, just so you know. And I already knew what he was going to say. He said, the repeater up here doesn't, he said, we don't have a repeater close. He said, so our mics are going to cut out. So we're not going to have any communication with a comm center or anything like that. So we're going to a domestic violence, up in the national park at a campground. And we've got no service, no backup. It's just him and I. And so we get halfway through these curves, and we're running code, and the damn tires are screeching. He's feather steering. And he said, hey, just so you know, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but here's a lock for the shotgun. If we get up here and shit goes sideways, here's a lock for the shotgun. Get out and help me. I said, brother, I got you. No problem. Not a problem at all. And we get up there. We get out of the car, walking around, and it sounds like a girl is literally being raped. So we walk around for about 5 minutes, get up to where the sound is coming from. It's a fucking coyote.
Were they fighting? Because I know two coyotes fighting sound like people screaming.
It sounds like a woman being either beaten or raped. It's the most horrible sound you will ever hear. It's terrible. I don't know how it is down there, but I know up here it is. Even at my house,
we have coyotes, and screech owls sound like a woman screaming in the woods too. If anybody knows what a screech owl is, it sounds like a woman screaming in the woods, but it's a damn owl.
It's a damn owl. It's either an owl or a damn coyote. And,
Panthers they'll make a hell of, they're not frequent up here. We do have some panthers in the swamp areas, and where Bam used to live, they had one. She used to live out in the swamp, and that is panther would go out there. She'd hear it screaming at night and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, they're I mean, they're not so much mean. I mean, they'll fuck up a little kid, or they'll mess up, they'll come and get cats, and if you got a little dog, they'll mess up, they'll destroy a dog or a little cat. And we've even seen them down here that they'll try to get a hold of little kids if a kid's out too late. But yeah, but the sound that they emit is so it just sounds like a woman that is getting, that's got a real problem.
Well, at least it wasn't somebody. It was just damn coyotes probably fighting.
But it was so funny because we were running code all the way up there, and it took us 15 minutes to get there. And he's like, he was worried because he was an SRO, and he don't spend a lot of time out on the road. And summer come, and he's like, well, the radio's not going to work up here if something goes south. Here's the damn lock. Here's your key for the lock. Here's the button.
Well, believe it or not, in 2020 still, people don't know. When you're saying a repeater, there's a piece of radio equipment up on these towers that help bounce our radio signals, so dispatch or whatever can get it. Even in 2020, there are areas in rural areas where I work at now that you may not hit a repeater and be able to get out, especially if you're on your portable. You're not going to get radio because it's just like that. And so when you get bad calls in them areas and stuff, yeah, you can get pretty damn nervous, especially if you're by yourself and backups 30 or 40 minutes away.
You get a call to a what you think is a domestic, and you're from where we were at from the Justice Center, we were over 30 miles away. And you get up there by yourself. I'm sure that, if I hadn't have been with him, he'd probably been scared to death. But just knowing that I was with him, even though I wasn't an officer, him just saying, he had the faith in me to say, hey, here's the lock for the shotgun. If shit goes south, take this shit out, and basically at the end of the day, you take care of me. I told him, I said,
I've done the same damn thing.
I said, brother, I'll be right there behind you. Whatever you need, I'll be right there.
If shit gets that bad, you need that much help, I'll deal with the consequences of
exactly
or ride along or whatever afterwards. But I'm still in one piece. Yeah, I've had it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been on our Facebook or my Twitter or anything like that. Especially for any other listeners, did you post that alligator video? All right, there's a video on our Facebook, Twitter, parlor.
That damn alligator going across the damn road.
Yes, that big alligator. Well,
fucking hell, dude. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's sad because I think it was last week. I forgot to mention it in the last episode. Last week is on the news. Is in the news, the local news. Somebody, probably some fucking teenagers, went and shot that alligator in the head with a fucking bow and arrow, killed it, and just left it laying there in the bayou, dead.
Are you kidding me?
This was a 12.5-foot alligator.
Damn.
And if you notice, if you go back and look at the video, if you look at the back of his tail, he has a notch in his tail. That area where we're at used to be like a alligator rescue refuge type place that has since went out of business. And the reason we were that close to that alligator had been hand fed. He was used to people, but they just shot this 12.5-foot alligator. It was old as shit. So, and they didn't. It ain't like they shot him for the meat. They didn't shoot him for the hide. Because believe it or not, an alligator hunter would have loved to get him because that's an expensive ass alligator being that big. That's a lot of hide for purses, boots, and all that stuff to make it up. It's a lot of meat on him tail. They left that alligator it was a thrill kill. That's a thrill kill. They kill this alligator for the hell of it. Well, wildland fishers, they're actively they're trying to find out who did it because if they found out who did it, that's a felony. They get a good chance. It just pisses me off because I understand hunting, fishing, and you got to keep animal populations down. Me personally, I'm not a hunter. I don't enjoy. I was a hunter as a kid. As I'm older, I have friends that hunt. Good with them. I'll get meat from them. I'm not going to sit my ass up in a tree and freeze to death to shoot Bambi.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Bambi's taste good, and I will eat Bambi. I'm just not going to kill Bambi.
I'm not gonna kill it. Nope. I'm right there with you, brother.
But this thrill kill on this alligator, it just pisses me the hell off because I mean, he didn't bother nobody out there. We had to go get him out the road every now and then. He didn't attack people. He wasn't trying to kill nobody. It just pissed me the hell off, and I hope they find him I'm pretty sure it's kids. Hope they find these little bastards and charge the shit out of them. If it's a grown up, if they're adults, they probably won't go because everybody gets slapped on the wrist and gets probation. But
yeah.
I wish they get a fucking present. So I just want to throw out that video of that alligator walking across the road. There won't be no more of him because somebody decided to kill him for no fucking good reason.
I say that's a fucked up thing. You know, we've got people down here. You know, we got people down here that hunt. They hunt for food. You know, because they don't have the ability to. I mean, they have the ability, but they don't make enough money to support their family. You know, at the end of the day, and so they go out and hunt, and that's great. You know, I'm all for that.
I'm all for the hunters. Like I said, I have nothing against it. But if you kill something, kill it because you're going to eat it.
Yeah,
don't just
either that or
don't just kill it to leave it there to rot and say, okay, yep, I shot it to take a picture with it and leave.
Well, see, I've got a guy. There's a guy that I went to high school with, and he prides himself in being a trophy hunter, and so basically he'll go out and kill the biggest buck in town, and
for his head,
dude, he will spend, I mean, 2 weeks trying to find the biggest buck he can in town, and he'll kill it, and he'll cut the horns off of it and leave. I mean, he'll leave a buck just to rot away. And
see, I can't stand people like that. If you're gonna kill it, that's fine, kill it. But at least you just wanted to show, oh, I killed this big deer. At least take the meat or take it and give it to some. I mean, I don't know about
give
where
it
you
to a
at.
church.
See, some of these homeless shelters will take the meat and stuff like that. And use it, but you just waste. To me, that's a thrill kill. What he did for trophy hunting. That's just
shitty.
And
that's why nobody likes him. You know, you give it to a homeless shelter, give it to a church. You know, put it up in your truck and give it to a church. Let them. You know, there's plenty of people around here that will butcher that deer, cut it down, and get the meat and give it to homeless people.
Yeah, if we have people especially it's getting colder. It's gonna be deer season. Might be already. I don't know. I'm not on there. But we get people that hit deer with their vehicles all the time.
Yeah,
a lot of times it messes the car, but it kills the deer. Well, we'll call somebody. I can make some calls, and somebody will come out and pick this deer up and process him and eat him. So at least, you know, we're just not going to leave him laying on the side of the damn road, rotting, like a lot of people will be. So, I mean, this guy could do the same thing. That guy's a dude. You probably don't listen to you, but you're a dick. You know who you are.
Oh, he's
people. Bam would claw his eyes out because she's a big animal lover, and she's not against hunting, but doing shit like that, yeah.
I'm not against hunting either. I just don't do it myself personally.
I used to.
I eat meat. You know, I'm on a carnivore diet.
Oh yeah, I love my meat now. I couldn't be no vegetarian. Somebody said something to me one time. What y'all gonna do if all the cows disappear? I said, "Well, eat you vegetarians because all cows eat grass. That's all you eating. So I might as well, you know. I have canines for a reason for tearing meat because I'm supposed to eat it."
That's for sure.
I couldn't be a vegan or nothing like that. I mean, I like some tofu in my miso soup, but I don't want to eat it all the time.
No. Good Lord. I couldn't do it.
Well, let me get
couldn't do it, brother.
I'll get one of my stories from this week. It's not a rant, but it pisses me over. I pull this one lady over, and she was doing 80 and a 60. This was I think this was on Tuesday. All right, so she was nice as could be. Sweet, nice lady. I gave her a break. So I rode her for 71 and a 60. Dropped it down to the next tier on the fine she's going to get. pretty nice because she was doing 20 over. She was nice. Like I said, she was nice to be. Great attitude. Gave her a break. Still gave her a ticket, but I gave her a break. Well, the next one I pull over, she's doing 85 in the 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 25 over the speed limit, which is considered in the state of Louisiana. That's considered reckless operation, which I could charge you with and put you in jail. I walk up to her, tell her why I pulled her over, and the first thing out of her mouth is that I was just following traffic. I'm like, great. Well, how can you be following traffic when there was nobody fucking in front of you? You were like leading the pack. You were the number one Uno car. So no, you wasn't following shit unless you were trying to catch up with everybody. Okay. Just had a pissy attitude. Like, I'm wasting her time, bothering her and everything else. Well, she didn't get a fucking break. She got her 85 and a 60. It was probably gonna cost her about $300. And rude people, fuck you. I walk up, nice as could be every time. I say the same thing. I'm not mean. I'm not rude. I'm doing my job. But, sorry I'm bothering you for, possibly saving your life down the road for you maybe getting into a crash or something like that. You okay? Fell down again?
Right.
You got some rustling going on. But, no.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
My bad.
She, just rude people just piss me the fuck off. It's like, I'm being nice. You be nice. Now, I will tell you this one. This happened Thursday because I'm out writing tickets. Pulled the people over. She wouldn't do them at 71 and a 60. So it was just 11 over ticket. It was a slow day. I wasn't getting no high rollers, so I took the 71 and 60. I went in and made a stop. Washington tags, which is way far. Washington state tags, way far from where they're at. Anyway, I go up and get the lady's information, female driver, older couple. Well, the passenger asked me, tells me he's a retired law enforcement officer from Seattle area, stuff like that. I said, well, that's fine. I said, do you have your retired commission? Well,
did you tell him you were sorry?
Well, yes, I did. I said, well, I'm sorry if you're from there. And I said, do you have your retired commission? And he said, yeah, he did. And he showed it to me. So I'm like, all right, I said, I'm going to give your wife a break, retired law enforcement and stuff. And I look at him and I said, well, I said something. I don't remember exactly what I said, but he said something, but the main part of his story was I'm shocked that I met some conservatives from the state of Washington.
Oh, shit.
Yes. And so I just had to say that, we did talk a little bit. I told them about the podcast. So if y'all listen, hey, thanks for listening. Y'all were some nice, great people. Hey, Trump 2020. Pray to God that he does win. If not, I don't know. I might not be able to do my podcast no more because we're going to be living in a socialist, Marxist, communist shithole. So
I'm telling you, brother.
But I wanted to shout out those people. They were super nice. She said their son had actually moved to Louisiana and married a Louisiana Southern girl, and still down here and likes it. So
hopefully he'll be a conservative for long.
The son's conservative too, from what they told me. So I just thought that was nice. Like, y'all from Washington? I'm so sorry, and but they did. They're conservative. So I thought that was strange because most of that state is not. Just watch the news,
dude. That state, yeah. I lived in that state for a year, and it was great while I was there, but it has, I guess, from what I see on TV, it's turned to shit.
All right, I told you a little bit about this one. We're going to do my in the news story. I'm going to use this little. You're not going to be able to hear it, but just you have to listen back. We'll start the in the news section. Okay, we're doing the in the news. I saw this story. Let's see where it's from. I don't know where it's from right now. I guess it's in Michigan or something. Anyway, the title of it's called Law School Graduate Who Failed the Bar Exam Files a Lawsuit and Threatens to Beat the Judges Unconscious Unless They Follow Not the Goddamn Law. Not God, but the goddamn law. Okay. This woman, Miss Crawford, she graduated 2014 from Western Michigan University at Thomas M. Cooley Law School. She went and took her bar exam in July 2015, which she failed, which I will say, and this is true, 51% of the people 51% only actually passed the bar exam on their first try, and they study and retake it. Well, Crawford didn't do that. She filed a suit. I guess she was in Mississippi, because she said she filed a suit against the Mississippi Board of Bar Association. So I'm assuming she's in Mississippi, or she just decided to sue Mississippi, which would make sense. She since has been to court to try to turn her failing grade into a passing one. Just go retake the fucking test and study harder for it. I mean, 49% of the people that take this fucking test fail it. And it says trying to take it to court, failing grade to pass one. According to reports, if a law student fails the bar exam 3 times in Mississippi, they need to go back to law school. Well, you'd think so, right? You get 3 chances, 3 strikes, you're out rule.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't, I don't want you being my attorney. Intersuit Crawford said many things, including that her exam was misgraded, that she had discovered the state bar was involved in a cheating scheme, as well as concluding with the NCBE failed unsuspecting law graduates. I don't know what NCBE is. National College of Bar Association or something.
Yeah.
Crawford continues to get knocked down, but her court filings have gotten more and more interesting, as well as elegant. I don't know why this thing keeps popping crap up on me. For example, she referred to the justices of the Mississippi Supreme Court as proven tyrants, hypocrites, criminals, trot-fassers. I guess that's how you say that word in one of her filings. Well, that's the way they get the court judges on your side. Let's call them names. Crawford laughs and laughs and laughs since these dumb fuckers had the audacity to cheat on her test on July 2015 in her bar exam and questions, and they questions qualifications to practice her law, something blah, blah, blah. In another filing, says, you disgusting fuckers are going to follow the goddamn law in this case if you have never followed the law in your goddamn life.
Wow.
And in her last motion, she wrote, you shoved all this aristocratic shit all up in everybody else's face, and you don't even follow the law your damn self. Crawford shall proceed to beat y'all's asses unconscious, kick your ass in court, and then kick your ass again and shake your hands when she's done. And when we get through, ain't gonna be no hard feelings either. In the end, her statement appeared to be a quote from the movie Harlem Nights, which I don't remember. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember.
Well, you didn't ask me what my favorite movie was.
Well, we'll do that. Let me finish this and we'll get it. I almost forgot. Anyway, this is a long ass fucking story. Anyway, this Miss Crawford is keep suing them with the goddamn law. And it's goddamn Miss Crawford. You only failed it one time, but now you done forgot everything. It's been so many fucking years. Just took the goddamn test again. Fuck. Everybody's just. I don't understand. I wouldn't hire this bitch anyway. You might want to go to, I don't know. I think Target's hiring. Go to Target, Miss Crawford. Okay,
Yeah, she sounds like a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want her as my lawyer. What is your favorite movie?
Well, I would tell you, cliche. My favorite movie would be Top Gun. Which, how funny would that be?
Well, no, I like that movie. I watched the trailer for the Top Gun Maverick 2 one. That's I don't know. It said it was supposed to come out in July 2020, but I don't know if they held it off or not.
That shit ain't gonna come out in July 2020. You want to know what my favorite movie is, and you will love me for this.
You say Die Hard.
No, it's Harley Davidson and the Marble Man.
Oh, I do like that one too. Yes, that
That
opening scene when he's in the store. Yeah,
that is my favorite movie, and that is one of the prettiest bikes I've ever seen.
You have an old Don Johnson.
Yep.
Remember watching
Don Johnson?
Miami Vice.
Oh yeah, that's a damn good movie.
Yeah, it's so old. It's like behind Homecoming. I wanted to dress up and be Don Johnson with a suit like that.
Don Johnson.
Crazy. God, he must. Oh, did see in the news today. Sad fact that Sean Connery died at the age of 90.
I seen that today as well.
Like,
damn. You remember him in The Rock?
Yes. Well, actually, me and Bam were watching that not too long ago. She hadn't seen it. I just remember Sean Connery. I used to be a big James Bond fan, and he was probably my favorite James Bond. The guy that played James Bond was Sean Connery. I haven't watched any of the new ones, and new stuff just gets on me. But yeah, he was great.
I think he played seven or eight.
I don't know. I loved him as
Bond.
I loved him as James Bond. The new one sucked.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I remember him in The Rock with Nicolas Cage. That was a big one.
What's your favorite TV show? Are you a TV watcher?
Well, brother, until they, I used to watch all the cop shows, and then they, all this crap come along and they, discontinued them.
Oh yeah, cancel culture.
Yeah, and I just quit watching them. You can't watch them anymore. So I literally quit watching TV and just started listening to podcasts. And
I'm glad you did. 'Cause that's how you found me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I watch at night? I watch. I've got that. It's a free app. It's called Pluto TV. I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but I watch the old school, and the reason I do it is because it used to scare the hell out of me. But I watch the old school unsolved mysteries. The old one with Robert. Was it Robert Kraft?
I think so. I remember those.
That shit used to scare the shit out of me, but I watch that every single night.
Well, if anybody's interested, me and Bam right now we're watching Ozark on Netflix, but at night we are watching the original Addams Family in black and white on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really?
Just love it. Yeah, we love that show.
Yeah. I love Longmire. Have you seen that?
Yeah, we just finished that, and we finished that, and we finished Riverdale. Now we're working on Ozark. It's great.
And then there's a new one that my old girl. It's kind of iffy for a man, but I think it's called Virgin River. It's
Is that on Pornhub?
It probably should. It probably should be, my friend. But it's an all right show. It does its thing. So it's all right. But yeah, we do unsolved mysteries, Virgin Rivers, Longmire.
Longmire was great. We loved Longmire. Unfortunately, they're not making any more of those. So that's my favorite show. I've mentioned it before. It's been canceled, but they did one season, I believe. It was called Deputy. I don't know if you ever
Deputy.
I think it's coming on Netflix or something now, but it's only one season. It was fucking great, but I think cancel culture ended up causing it to be canceled. I'm going to tell one more story before we...
Well, did you hear about Dexter? Before you tell your story, did you hear about Dexter? Did you ever watch that?
I watched a few seasons. I never just like got into it when it was on. So I know a little bit about him. I mean, it's a serial killer and stuff. Yeah.
Well, they're coming out with a new one. So.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, you need to watch it.
We may have to check that one out because that's what we do now is watch different stuff on there.
Yeah.
Well, let's say this last one. I pulled somebody over on Thursday. They were going 83 into 60, in and out of traffic, just like thinking they were in NASCAR or something. I was in the shoulder. I could see them from far off doing it. Anyway, I clocked them, pulled them over. I get up there and I tell him why I pulled him over, usual spiel. And he gives me the excuse that he was just trying to get around that 18-wheeler because they were brake checking him. Well, first of all, most 18-wheelers, if you're tailgating them, they can't fucking see you. That's a little sign on the back that says, if you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you. That's because they can't see you. So if you're tailgating an 18-wheeler, he probably wasn't brake checking you. If he did hit his brakes, it's probably because of traffic. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. And if he was brake checking you, back the fuck off. You're going to go around him that fast? So I just blew it off, went and wrote him his ticket. The whole thing about it was after I tell him, in my whole spiel when I give my ticket, it's like, look, by signing this, it's not admitting guilt. I'll state you're going to pay the citation fine or show up in court on such and such a day. Signed by the little X. I'll put a little X on it and they'll do it. He going to look at me and say, well, what am I signing? Well, motherfucker, didn't I just pull you over for speeding?
Oh, hell no.
You're going to ask me what you signing? You're signing your life insurance policy over to me. So when you die, I'm going to get all your money now, okay? You're signing the fucking ticket. The ticket, people want to say, I'm not signing that. Well, people, by signing the ticket, it's not admitting guilt. I just told you that. A ticket is basically a subpoena. If you decide to pay the ticket and not come to court, you just admitted that you're guilty of speeding and you pay your ticket. Or you can come to court and fight me in court. But a ticket is nothing but a subpoena. Just like, let's say you rob the bank, you go to court, they let you out of court, they're going to give you a court date to come back whenever you do something. That's the subpoena. It's the same fucking thing. It's just we're doing it on side of the road. But he goes, well, what am I signing? Oh, come on, dude. Fuck you. Really? Excuses and stupidity. I don't know how some people pass their driving test. But anyway, we've been going for a little while. I want to thank Gran Torino. I'm stuttering over myself now.
You may have too much old Smokies, have you?
No, I'd have too many. But
we're gonna have to do this again.
Oh yeah, we'll stay in touch definitely.
We got some academy stuff that we need to talk about.
Okay, and Bam did mail out your stickers, so you should be getting them. And
thank you, Bam.
She is my editor, my secretary, my mailer outer, and bitcher outer. She likes to bitch at me too. And she was bitching at me before we started doing it. She should
bitch at you.
According to me, I don't think I should get it.
See, we didn't get into the story of the. There's several stories that we didn't get into, so we'll have to do it again.
Do it again. I don't like it too long. I've noticed on my super long episodes, people, they prefer them about an hour or so. We're a little bit over that. But anyway, we want to thank the Gran Torino. It's been great. Like I said, we're going to stay in touch. We'll probably have them back. And all the listening stuff, I'm about to say. We got email. Email me, motorcopchronicles@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Parler. We're on Twitter. You can hit us up on there. Also, yes, I almost forgot. We are on YouTube now. It's not video. It's just audio because, of course, I'm anonymous. But, somebody wants to listen to us on YouTube, you can still listen to the audio on YouTube also. And always remember to smile because the Iceman could be behind you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how